Hello, welcome to Drama for All. Here are the top 10 most popular Korean drama you must watch, updated on June 2021. If you have just started to watch Korean drama, then are the dramas you must watch. These dramas are most popular in terms of acting, story, romance and entertainment. Before we get into it, this list is only based on my personal opinion. This is only for entertainment purpose. So let's start with the list. 10. Legend of the Blue Sea. It is a South Korean television series starring Jun Ji-hyun and Lee Min-ho. Inspired by a classic Joseon legend from Korea's first collection of unofficial historical tales about a fisherman who captures and releases a mermaid, this drama tells the love story of a con artist and a mermaid who travels across the ocean to find him. The series centers on the love story of Shim Cheong, a mermaid, and Hyo Jun-jae, a witty con artist. Focusing on rebirth, fate, and unrequited love, their tale is juxtaposed with the parallel story of their Joseon-era incarnations, the mermaid, Sehwa, and townhead, Kim Dam-ryong. It recorded an average viewership rating of 17.6% and saw popularity in Asia, Europe, Oceania and the United States. 9. My Secret Romance is a 2017 South Korean television series starring Suk-woo and Song Ji-yoon. Jin-wook and Yumi meet at a Gangwon-do resort and get caught up in a series of misunderstandings and accidents. Yumi is there to attend her mother's second wedding while Jin-wook is there working as a bellhop. Yumi is charmed by Jin-wook's sly and playful personality, and they unexpectedly spend the night together. However, Yumi disappears in the morning, leaving Jin-wook feeling perplexed and insulted. 3 years later, the two meet again when Yumi becomes a nutritionist at the company cafeteria where Jin-wook works. It seems that once a playboy, Jin-wook has given up his carefree life and works at the company owned by his father. He has feelings for Yumi and has kept her brupad as a memory of the night that they spent together. At first, he is strict toward her, though it is only because he is looking for reasons to be near her. He later confesses this to her and agrees to wait for her. My Secret Romance was selected in the 2017 Top Creator audition held by Koka. 8. Strong Girl Bong Soon. Strong Woman Do Bong Soon is a 2017 South Korean television series starring Park Bo-young in the title role as a woman with superhuman strength, with Park Hang-sik and Ji-soo. Do Bong Soon was born with superhuman strength. Her strength is hereditary and passed along only to the women in her family. Her dream is to create a video game with herself as the main character. She desperately wants to become a delicate and elegant woman, which is the ideal type of her crush, In Guk-do, a police officer. Thanks to her strength, she gets the job as bodyguard to rich heir Ah Min-hook, the CEO of a gaming company, Soft. In contrast to Guk-do, Min-hook is an eccentric man who is playful, a little spoiled, has no regard for rules, and dislikes policemen. He has recently received anonymous threats and has even been stalked, leading him to hire Bong Soon as his bodyguard after witnessing her beat up a bunch of gangsters at a construction site when they threatened an old elementary school bus driver. A series of kidnapping cases happen in Dobon-dong, the district Bong Soon lives in, and she is determined to catch the culprit, who targeted her best friend. With help and training from Min-hook, she manages to control her strength to use it for good causes. Min-hook and Bong Soon find their relationship growing into something more. Their relationship at work and in pursuit of the kidnapper creates comical and dangerous situations, which bring them closer. The series was a commercial hit and became one of the highest-rated Korean series on cable television history. 7. The Doctors. The Doctors is a 2016 South Korean medical drama starring Kim Rae-won and Park Shin-hye. Yoo Hae-jung was a headstrong girl in high school with a prickly, gangster personality. Due to her many childhood scars, Hae-jung keeps her heart closed towards other people. However, she changes after meeting her mentor Hong Ji-hong, who plays a key role in transforming her life from a hopeless delinquent to a compassionate doctor. They part ways due to a report of their close relationship, which was reported by a fellow student, but subsequently meet again after 13 years, when Yoo Hae-jung had become a successful doctor. The drama was a hit and averaged 18.40% in audience ratings. In particular, Park's character as a troubled teenager turned charismatic doctor was very popular among the audiences for her action scenes and straightforward lines. 6. Dr.Romantic. Dr.Romantic is a 2016 South Korean television drama starring Han Suk-kyu as the title character with Yoo Yeon-seok and Seo Han-jin. A story about Boo Yeon-ju, a triple board certified surgeon, who was once at the top of his field and used to work at Seoul's top medical center, Jeosun University Hospital. After a traumatic incident, he disappears and changes his name to Kim Sabu. He begins working at a small hospital named Toldam, located in Gangwon province. He guides Kang Dong-ju, Yoo Yeon-seok, and Yoon Seo-jin to become great doctors by teaching them to fight against power and money for the sake of patients. The series was a commercial hit and recorded over 20% in ratings. It received positive reviews for its plot and Han Suk-kyu's performance. The second season of the drama aired on SBS from 6th January 2020 to 25th February 2020. 5. W. W is a 2016 South Korean television series, starring Lee Jong-suk and Han Hyo-ju. The series focuses on the eponymous fictional webtoon entitled W, written and illustrated by its legendary author and illustrator Oh Seung-moo, Kim Yoo-sug, which begins to function on its own, like a distinct reality. W became so famous in South Korea that even its printed versions became bestsellers there. The storyline of the webtoon W starts with the younger years of its main character Kang Chul, handsome and intelligent boy who is also skilled in shooting. He becomes famous in South Korea as he won a shooting competition during the 2004 Athens Olympics. But this fame is interrupted when the unknown murderer massacres his family, and he is erroneously accused of the crime. Another villain, Han Cheol-ho, handles the case to gain political popularity, urging the court to impose the death penalty upon Kang Chul. Despite his efforts, Kang Chul is deemed innocent of the crime. Depressed over losing his family, he attempts suicide over the Han River but stops himself and chooses to search for the real killer instead and devote his life to crime fighting. 10 years later, Kang Chul has become a multimillionaire. He starts Project W in an effort to catch the real culprit behind his family's death. Part of the project is his television broadcasting company dubbed W. After the initials of the interrogatives, who and why, one night, he receives a suspicious phone call and is severely injured by the same mysterious murderer on the rooftop of his penthouse. Then even stranger things happen when the illustrator's daughter Oh Yeon-ju accidentally enters the comic world. The story turns on the question whether he will be able to have a happy ending. The series received praise for its unique premise and ranked first in Content Power Index in its premiere week. It achieved modest ratings of 11.63%, topping viewership ratings in its time slot for its entire run. 4. Hotel de Luna. Hotel de Luna is a 2019 South Korean television series, starring Lee Ji-yoon and Yeo Jin-gu as the owner and manager. Hotel de Luna, previously known as Guest House of the Moon, is not like any other hotel, a supernatural place. The hotel is not visible in its true form during the daytime, as humans can only come across the hotel under special circumstances. Its staff and clients are all souls, ghosts coming to terms with unfinished business in their former lives before they pass on to the afterlife and cycle of reincarnation. The staff in particular have been there for decades and even centuries, as they have not settled their grudges. The exception to this is the hotel general manager, which has been filled by a succession of human passers-by, since they need to interact normally with the real world in instances like paying bills or fulfilling ghosts' requests with still living relatives, friends. Some of the more powerful or long-lasting ghosts can make themselves present among humans, but they have to abide by the guidelines of the deities Mago and Grim Reaper. For instance, killing a human being will usually result in the soul being destroyed without going on to the afterlife. Ghosts can see other ghosts and humans. However, only a select few humans, such as the Guest House of the Moon manager, can see ghosts. Jung Man-wol is the owner of this hotel, which is located in Myeongdong, Seoul. Due to a huge sin committed a millennium ago, the hotel catering to the dead has been bound to her soul. As a result of manipulation by the deity Mago, she meets Go Chansug's father and makes a deal for his son to work for her after 20 years in return for his life and money. With his newfound fortune and life, his father takes Go Chansug abroad, where the young man grows up as a sincere perfectionist who is level-headed but also has a soft heart. He comes back to South Korea after his father's death to be an assistant manager at a multinational hotel corporation, only to face Jung Man-wol, after which he ends up fulfilling the agreement and becomes the manager of Hotel de Luna. Through Go Chansug, the audience is introduced to the mysteries and the secrets behind the hotel and its owner. It was the most viewed TVN drama of 2019, making it one of the highest rated Korean drama in cable television history. 3. My Love from the Star. My Love from the Star is a South Korean fantasy romantic comedy television series. It stars Jun Ji-hyun, Kim Soo-hyun. It tells the story of an extraterrestrial alien who landed on Earth in 1609 during the Joseon dynasty and 400 years later falls in love with a top female actor. Do Min-joon is an alien who landed on Earth in 1609 during the Joseon dynasty. He saves a girl named Seo Yi-hwa from falling off a cliff and misses his return trip to his home planet. Min-joon never ages and is forced to take on a new identity every 10 years. He has worked as a doctor, an astronomer, a lawyer, and a banker, and is now working as a college professor. Cheon Song-gi is a famous Hallyu actor who attained stardom as a school child. Her haughty demeanor has earned derision in the entertainment industry and on social media. Yoo Se-mi and Song-gi's childhood friend, who is frequently cast in a supporting role alongside Song-gi, has had a crush on Hee Kyung since middle school despite her love being unrequited. As a result, Semi secretly harbors a deep jealousy towards Song-hye for standing in the way of her career and love interest. With only 3 months left before Minjun's long-awaited departure to his planet of origin, Song-hye suddenly becomes his next-door neighbor in the condominium where he lives. Slowly, Minjun finds himself entangled in Song-hye's unpredictable situations, saving her multiple times using his special powers and eventually acting as her manager due to his vast legal knowledge. He finds out that she at a young age resembles Yehwa, with whom he fell in love with 400 years earlier. Minjun and Song-hye eventually fall in love. Minjun aims to leave Earth without being emotionally attached, so he tries to avoid her but fails. While Song-hye initially does not understand his impending departure, she ultimately accepts letting him go to assure his survival. Song-hye's career goes into a downturn when her talent agency and sponsors drop her in a backlash against her recent behavior, particularly rumors that she caused the suicide of her arch-rival, actor Han Yura. Earlier at a celebrity wedding, Song-hye had discovered Yura was in a secret relationship with Lee Jae-kyung, the elder brother of Hee-hun. Jae-kyung tries to silence Song-hye until Minjun brokers a deal to spare her in return for burying the evidence. Jae-kyung, however, turns out to be much more dangerous than Minjun suspected, learning to exploit Minjun's weaknesses and injuring Semi's older brother, a prosecutor who is investigating Yura's suicide. Minjun, despite being discreet in the use of his special abilities, eventually draws the attention of police while losing control of his powers as his departure date nears. While jealous of Minjun for winning Song-hye's heart, Hee-kyung works with Minjun to protect her from Jae-kyung. It recorded an average nationwide television viewership rating of 24%. It garnered widespread popularity during its broadcast and sparked trends in fashion, makeup and restaurants. At the 50th Baeksan Arts Awards, it received 9 nominations with 3 wins. 2. Guardian, The Lonely and Great God. Guardian, The Lonely and Great God is a South Korean television series starring Gong Yoo in the title role with Kim Go-yoon, Lee Dong-wook, Yoo In-na and Yook Suk-jae. Kim Shin, a decorated military general from the Goryeo dynasty, is framed as a traitor and killed by the young king. Years after his death, he is cursed by the Almighty to stay immortal forever, enduring the pain of seeing his loved ones die as punishment for the soldiers he killed to protect his country, becomes an immortal goblin, helping people with his powers and being a kind man in spite of his grieving past. The only way to put an end to his immortality is the goblin's bride, whose aid in pulling out the sword will end his painful immortality. Ji Yoon-tak is a bubbly high school student who remains cheerful and hopeful despite her tragic life. She summons the goblin by chance and their fates begin to entwine. The goblin's nephew, Yoo Dae-ok, leases the goblin's house to a Grim Reaper and the two end up living under the same roof. Ji Yoon-tak starts working a part-time job at a chicken store run by a charismatic young woman, Sunny. As the lives of Kim Shin, Grim Reaper, Ji Yoon-tak and Sunny interweave, a deeper story unfolds, as they are not just strangers who met by chance, but people with deep-rooted relations. Guardian's final episode recorded an 18.68% nationwide audience share, making it the 5th highest-rated drama in Korean cable television history. It received critical acclaim and became a cultural phenomenon in South Korea. The show won numerous awards, including the grand prize for writer Kim Yoon-suk and Best Actor for Gong Yoo at the 53rd Baeksan Arts Awards. 1. Descendants of the Sun. Descendants of the Sun is a 2016 South Korean television series starring Song Joong-ki, Song Hye-kyo, Jin-gu, and Kim Ji-won. Yoo Se-jin is the captain of a South Korean Special Forces unit. He and his friend Master Sergeant Seo Daeun are off duty when they witness a young man stealing a motorcycle and apprehend him. The thief, Kim Gi-bum, is injured during the chase and therefore sent to the hospital. Daeun realizes his cell phone was stolen by the thief and goes to the hospital along with Se-jin to retrieve it. In the emergency room, Se-jin meets Dr. Kang Mo-eun for the first time and is instantly attracted to her. Mo-eun mistakenly assumes Se-jin is part of the thief's criminal gang after hearing him being addressed as Big Boss. Then he proves his identity with the help of Army surgeon Yoon Ma-yoon-ju. Se-jin and Mo-eun begin to date, but due to Se-jin being called in for duty, their dates are often interrupted halfway. Se-jin receives his orders to be deployed on a peacekeeping mission in the fictional war-torn country of Uruk. Meanwhile, Mo-eun is upset because she found out that she had been passed over for professorship in favor of a less capable colleague who had familial connections to the hospital management. When they two again meet, she directly asks him to explain his sudden disappearances, but he is unable to go into too much detail due to the highly classified nature of his assignments. They talk about their views on life and realize how different they are. Se-jin, as a soldier, kills to protect lives, while Mo-eun, as a doctor, honors the Hippocratic Oath and tries to save lives. Due to their philosophical differences, they agree to part ways. Daeun, on the other hand, faces a dilemma on whether to continue his relationship with Ma-yoon-ju or risk being forced out of the army for breaking fraternization rules by Ma-yoon-ju's father, who is a 3-star general and commander of the special forces. 8 months later, Mo-eun rebuffs the romantic advances of the hospital director and, as a result, is assigned against her will to lead a team of medical volunteers to Uruk. There, Se-jin and Mo-eun reunite and gain a deeper insight into one another's jobs as their respective teams endure an earthquake and a viral epidemic, while also dealing with a warlord who once fought by Se-jin's side, but now takes advantage of the corrupt government of Uruk to make money off human trafficking. While in Uruk, Mo-eun accidentally confesses her feelings and the two officially start dating. She gradually comes to terms with the possibility of him being killed in action, and she may never have full disclosure of his whereabouts. In the meantime, the usually stoic Daeun finally works up the nerve to show more affection toward Ma-yoon-ju after she nearly dies in quarantine after being infected with the virus. Se-jin and Mo-eun continue their relationship after returning to Korea, until Se-jin and Daeun are sent on a classified operation in which they disappear and are assumed to be dead. Months pass and Mo-eun mourns Se-jin's death, thus deciding to commemorate his passing by volunteering with a medical team sent to Albania while Ma-yoon-ju was sent on a medical mission in Uruk. This is where Se-jin eventually finds her on the day of their 1-year death anniversary, while Daeun went to Uruk to find Ma-yoon-ju after reporting that they were alive to the military headquarters. After their reunion, Se-jin told Mo-eun that he and Daeun were rescued from captivity by a friend from afar, a soldier from North Korea whom Se-jin had helped before. Se-jin and Mo-eun, along with Ma-yoon-ju and Daeun, are all happily reunited with each other. The series was a major hit in South Korea where it drew a peak audience share of 38.8%. It received several awards, such as winning the grand prize in television at the 52nd Baeksan Arts Awards. It was named the most popular show of the year by Korea Broadcasting Advertising Corporation. The show was broadcast across Asia where it was hugely popular, 10, and has been credited with a rise in tourism to Korea. The actors in the show also received international recognition. Check out our channel for other video. We will see you next time. Please be sure to like, share and subscribe our channel Drama for All.